Daily arrival. Our surveillance teams have discovered disturbance near some old ruins in Surkin. We can take a walk. It's awfully close to one of our outposts. So it was. I was gonna do that mission, but it goes up against the other guys. It mightn't cost me any rep, but But yeah, it sends me right up against them, which I don't want to do. I might lose that, and sometimes you don't, but I prefer not to risk it.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Autopilot disabled. No waypoint set.
People are saying, Jesus.
Warp drive active.
I know. I was just because there's nothing to do while you're here. I was just looking at my phone. Yeah, I regret looking at it. Uh, Hey folks, sorry, I made a point I wasn't quite happy with. Uh, but enemy's dead now. Did I forget to drop the cargo thing? Yeah, I think I was just shocked. Someone posted something incredibly stupid, and it was just like, and wrong, and it's just like, how dare you be wrong on the internet? I think out of just shock at how wrong they were, I just forgot to launch it. But yeah, so yeah, just wasn't. I kind of just fumbled the point, so I'll just blank my audio there. Apologies, it will also blank out the game sounds, but wasn't that long of a time. I can't remember. Does that in here drop on? But yeah, someone just said something really stupid. And it's like, no, that's wrong. And I was just like, let's not get pulled into this. Okay, cargo rig. Take it out. Leg hurts. Okay, the cargo container is getting pulled in. And they're shipping down the cargo rig, bit by bit. Now I've kind of lost my momentum. Just felt, awkward over the other thing. Wait, I got reports? But The guy's ship is over here and hasn't been looted yet. Why give me the reports then? Ship be whack, yo. Okay, one more cargo container. It's how much better than trying to worry about limpets to loot things or trying to use the fucking cargo chute in Elite Dangerous.
Autopilot engaged. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Bones are hurting. But yeah, I've kind of lost my momentum now. I just feel awkward. I get like this.
Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to station. Warp drive active. Approaching station. Docking permission requested. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Autopilot disabled.
Alright, complete mission. So yeah, this is what EVE Online is. It's just, if you're doing PvE, this is just all you end up doing. Does pay for your money. Still, once you get a good ship going, you could probably make better money doing mining at least.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
I do love Tumblr, the gift set. Remember in the first X-Men movie when Rogue wants to be cured and Storm's like, there's nothing wrong with any of us.
Autopilot jumping.
Tumblr actually does have a good post about it. There's a cure, asks to go that kills literally everything she touches. Hey, shut up, we're perf, replies the girl that makes clouds.
Autopilot disabled. No waypoint set.
Someone was like, they're downplaying Cloud's powers, but the issue is, she can't actually touch anyone without killing or grievously harming them. Humans are social beings. Just having, we need social connections and even physical interaction with people. I don't mean fucking, but otherwise it has detrimental effects on us. Killing anyone that even bumps off you is pretty detrimental. So, yeah, it was pretty... Storm was really full of shit in that line. And this thing continues. I think you missed the part where the girl who kills everything she touches wants her to kill everything she touches. And everyone dismisses her incredible misfortune just because the lady who's the avatar of the storm won the fucking superpower lottery. Finally, a cure for my chainsaw hands, decreed Chainsaw Hands Joe. There is no cure, said Johnny Five Dicks. There's nothing wrong with us. Like, yeah. If anyone, Rogue would need a cure. Similarly, in the comics, there's a kid who his mutant power was, I kill everyone within a 10-mile radius. By merely existing. Wolverine had to go and shank him. Because no one could know such a powerful mutant existed. Or any chance of humanity not eternally fearing mutants was dead. Because he accidentally wiped out his town by merely existing in it. Alright. Just start engaging, please. So, yeah, and Wolverine was the only one who could actually approach the kid, so he was the one sent in to do the kid in. His regen is insane, so the waves of radiation didn't hurt him. Well, they probably hurt him, but he could just shrug it off. And to be fair, it wasn't like it was near the kid too long. They killed them. Approach these, please. Or was that the second X-Men movie? I have no idea. But regardless, the X-Men movie where they're talking about curing mutants, that was the one. Sometimes, Tumblr is generally a shithole. Generally a shithole. Sometimes there's some good posts though. Sometimes. And they're dead. Approach. Get back in there. Launch drones. Salvage. Oh, apparently there's a new live-action Resident Evil thing coming out. Not a fan. Probably won't be done well, going by those movies. Hold on. I remember I was walked into the sitting room before, and there was a movie on TV, and I'd never seen it before. It looked low budget, schlocky, terrible. And then I noticed I recognized one of the actresses in it. It was the chick from the live-action Resident Evils, Mila Jovovich. And it was great seeing her in a movie worthy of her talents. It was great seeing her. She's like, seriously, what is it with her and her husband wanting to desecrate franchises? She was recently in another movie by him, Monster Hunter. And it's just like, what the fuck? Apparently that was ass. Beyond just story, not fitting with the Monster Hunter setting and shtick. It was apparently just terribly done, but I can't bring myself to look at it. I haven't really played Monster Hunter, just haven't had the right consoles and the like. So, and then there's Monster Hunter World that I just never got to. But it's just like, I hate it on principle, because it's just like, you're there's an established franchise with its lore, with its setting, and you want to make a movie of it, fine. And then you proceed to make a bastardization of it. It's like the guy I made to the the Silent Hill movies. He claimed he's such a big fan of it, and then had to retcon everything about it, pretty much. And make his own shtick. I've told it before, but I'll say it fucking again. Hack! The guy behind the Silent Hill movies is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. It's just fucking insane. Where's the quote from him? Like, he adapts the story of Silent Hill 1, where it's a father going through his own psychological hell to try and save his daughter. And if you've watched me for any long time, I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. I never knew my dad. He just disappeared before I was even born. So I've always had sympathies for good dads and things, you know? So taking a story about a good dad going through his own psychological hell and deciding, no, the creators wanted him to be a woman. Yes, just fuck off. Like he says, oh, the guy isn't traditionally masculine. He, he expresses weakness during his psychological trip through hell. Clearly the character is meant to be a woman, and using the lines from the game will be putting the wrong words in the character's mouth. Therefore, I clearly need to change him into a woman that will be more in keeping with the game. Somehow, by using the lines in the game and the shtick of the game, will be going against the idea of the game. And by gender bending the character, making him into a woman, and making the whole story about motherhood, is more in keeping with the idea of the game than actually not acknowledging the game. He's a fan of the series, by the way. Hack. Retard. Again, like I said, I'm a big fan of... I never knew my dad. Just for a period before I was even born. So I've sympathy for good dads and things, you know? And acting like a complete nutter there doesn't exactly win many points with me. Kill. Obviously the rogue drone here. But yeah, dude's a complete numbnut. And to be clear, I was talking about the rogue drone there. The guy's a jackass, but... Hey folks, I figured I should just edit a line there. I made a comment about something else and I was like, oh, someone will lose their shit about it. It's just best to sidestep it. It kind of like overlapped poorly, so, yeah. But yeah, the guy is a complete asshole. Complete arsehole. There's also a quote from him here. I swear I remember seeing a quote here before, but with him saying that they didn't think a father doing it would be sympathetic enough. I could never find it again when I went looking for it. Maybe I imagined it or something. But there was another one here. But I'm having difficulty finding it. Like, I don't get why you would make a, like, if he wanted to do a story about motherhood, why would you take a story about a dad trying to rescue his kid and decide to warp it into a woman? You know?
Autopilot engaged. Warping to Stargate. Warp drives active.
Okay, seems like I'm on the wrong page. It quickly became clear, however, Henry never acted as a masculine character. He was constantly dizzy, fainting, talking to himself, screaming, and in fact was very vulnerable. Didn't want betrayed the nature of the game by changing the character's feelings and motivations, so it was better to change to a female protagonist and retain all those important qualities. Somehow, by adhering to what was there, is betraying what was there. So clearly they needed to gender bend him. And of course he was expressing vulnerability. He was in his own psychological hell. He claims he's a fan of the series, yet behaves as if he doesn't know anything about it. I've never played one of those games, I've merely read the wiki, and I'm more of a fan of it than he is. I just hate someone striding in, flopping their genitalia out. Or just shitting on the table, take your pick. And just like, I know everything. Bleh. Go fuck yourself. Like, I'm writing my own story, and if someone said, oh, I want to do this, and they proceeded to butcher my work, I would do my damnedest to ream them. Like I would, take them to court. Outright say, yeah, that person's a fucking idiot. Cancel the project, do whatever. If you're going to do an adaptation of my work, you're doing an adaptation of my work, not deciding to,
Approaching station.
do a parody of it and put my name on it. Not bastardize it. You adhere to what's the actual fucking thing there.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Docking permission requested.
He felt Harry was a feminine nature, leading to his. He also said he wants Silent Hill to be a matriarchal world, which could not be accomplished with a male lead. Some fans felt it was a sexist decision because it implied a father wouldn't care as much about his child as a mother would. That's where I remember seeing a quote floating around where he said that he felt that the character, a man, wouldn't be as sympathetic. But I can't find it. Maybe I dreamt it. I don't know. But yeah, someone showing weakness while going through their own psychological hell is clear sign the character was intended to be a woman. And the only way to adhere to the spirit of it is to deviate as much as possible from what was actually fucking there. Oh, the father's journey through hell. Oh, clearly they meant a woman. What the fuck? I'm sorry, I go on about it, but it's just like... While I may not have been a fan of the games, I haven't gotten to play them, I'm a big fan of, like, the integrity of things, you know? Just the idea of someone swanning into a fandom, pretending to be a long-term fan, then bastardizing a work, perverting it, making a cheap imitation of it, pisses me off. They aren't a fan of it. They don't give two shits about the work. They aren't doing the work justice. And they're just spewing weird bullshit all over it. That makes me sick. He makes me sick. May he step on all the Lego. Like, he claims he's a fan of it, but how can you be a fan of it and think that, well, what's there in the game? If I'm to make a movie of it, I can't just make a movie of what's there in the game, even if he had to change things up a little to adapt it, because you know the difference in the mediums. You know, even if he had to do that, like, why does he think to remain true to the game he has to change what was there? Go from father going through his own personal hell to a woman. Why does he think that to remain true to the spirit of it? Why does he think that by having a guy be vulnerable in it, he's bastardizing what was there? Bastardizing the elements of what was there? To spin it another way, you had the Red Sonja comic. Oh, no, no, no. To remain true to the spirit of Red Sonja, it's Red Sean now. It's a dude. That's in the spirit of it. Fuck you for thinking otherwise. Oh, I'll be fair, he didn't say that. He's too French. He's ahhing, I'm sure, in your direction. But, oh, sweet Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. You know, if I brought an aneurysm on myself right now, I think I would welcome it. Oh, and to be honest, the reason I'm ranting so much is partially because ever feel your mind going in a loop? Like, you just feel like your brain is just spinning in circles. It's like a mouse on its wheel. Yeah, that's what I feel like now. I have like 3 different videos coming out, maybe 4, excluding this, where I'm bitching about him. The more I do it, the more it increases my chances of him actually seeing it. I'm flipping you off right now. I'm flipping you off right the hell now. Both hands, baby! Dual wielding. The Seven's Brothel. The Seven have showed their ugly faces again, and an Atari. They've set up an illegal brothel inside the system, which is guarded by some of the top pilots, including a member of the Seven's elite circle. Want that place shut down immediately. Do whatever it takes.
Autopilot engaged. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping.
Apparently the people saying that Sony's closing down its stores was a flawed source. Oh, that's a Mathis I've seen in some things. But yeah, it's apparently a flawed source. They're full weird articles. So it shouldn't be taken too seriously. Didn't know. Still, I wouldn't be surprised if it does happen, but wow, there's differences. Wait, Cruel. I killed you a bit ago. I didn't realize you turned up here. Rogue Merc Torn. Da 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 dun dun da 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 dun 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 dun. Engage! This is the location of one of Chikarayan Pahadan's brothels. Jikarin is an infamous outlaw who controls a hallucinant criminal organization which split itself from Serpentis a few years ago. The Seven, it is called, named after the small group of comrades within Serpentis who founded the organization. Jikarin's popular nickname, Zaz Matataz, is known by most Galanti citizens from the hit movie Into the Deep, which portrays a few Galanti heroes who brave the Seven Stronghold and rescue a damsel in distress. Q. Rogue Mercenary Torn. And Cruel. Not sure which is meant to be the lieutenant. Ooh, it's a Dead Space Overseer structure. If that's the case, then it might drop some good shit. Probably not. Ooh, Fine. Approach. Can't kick the shit out of them without getting a bit closer.
seven grunt. Take out the Brothel. Once you get a good ship and kind of get things going, you will be just staring at your phone too. I've spent most of my time doing that. I feel bad about it, but like literally there's nothing going on. It's not like I'm playing an FPS here or something. It's just faff. Seriously, nothing. Fine. Well, at least everyone else has been looted. No silver wrecks were found. There we go. Ooh. Someone drew a nice pic of a Mott girl. I think it's Gauss Cannon who did it. Over on Twitter. Nice art. More Crew's DNA. Some homeless who are now gonna live in my shelter. Wow, you're worth a lot. Why are you worth a lot? In most societies, those who are for some reason live a life considered below the living standards. In most societies, there are those who, for various reasons, live a life considered below the living standards of a normal citizen. These people are sometimes called tramps, beggars, drifters,
vagabonds, and are homeless. They're especially common in the ultra-capitalistic Kalari state, but they're also found elsewhere in most parts of the galaxy. Return to drone bay. Set destination. Goo.
Autopilot engaged. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
He's doing well. 2.33. Doing that other story mission would have been good, but would have cost me a fair bit of rep with the others.
Approaching Stargate.
Someone posted panel of a manga, no idea what it is. Harpy girl, and behind her is shark motherfucking NATO, bitch. What I should say, there's a Sharknado behind her, and that is the words just in front of her, as she looks like she's about to shit herself. Because there's a shark fucking NATO behind her. I described that poorly. Apologies. But yeah, Harpy girl standing in a bit of water, I think. Can't quite tell. And there's a Sharknado right behind her. Sharks are flying everywhere. One actually kind of looks like it's going to land on her in a moment. And the literal text in front of her is Shark motherfucking NATO, bitch. It's looks ridiculous as hell.
Approaching station.
So yeah, sorry, I apologize. I described that terribly, but it was just funny. And so my mouth got exceptionally loose. But yeah, Harpy girl sending a bit of water, looking terrified as hell. Sharknado behind her, flinging sharks everywhere. Including one that looks like it may land on her in a moment.
Docking permission requested.
And with the words just over her legs, Shark motherfucking NATO, bitch. Pretty funny to look at.
Docking request accepted. Docking permission requested. Autopilot disabled.
So, I don't know what manga it is, but it's fucking hysterical. Took out their leader, that should be enough. Their numbers are nothing, but freelance mercs in it for the gold. Their members are nothing. Without 7th commanders, the force will wither up and die.